Hey guys, if you're getting this video, it's because you're tied to the fitness industry in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you own a gym, maybe you're a partner in a gym, maybe you have some type of studio, or maybe you're a trainer. Anyway, I'm a business guy that accidentally wound up in the fitness industry. And we've got some things here that can make a difference if you're looking for a difference. If you're looking for more income, let's just get to the point. If you're looking for more income from your current business, that's what this video is about. My name is Eric Moss. I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee, born and raised in Southern Indiana, one of 10 kids, just an average guy, but got into business. And that led down a pathway of working my way up to taking over my first company when I was 25 or 26 as an operations director. Took the company after 7 years of existence. It was stuck at about $1.2 million in revenues. And within 27 months, headed up to $8.5 million a year in revenues, and then on to $88 million a year in revenues. And I was off consulting, just going in and helping companies. 98, found myself in the fitness industry and really didn't want to be there. I grew up playing sports, football, basketball, baseball, wrestled. So I was always working out, and that was kind of my getaway place. And I didn't want to turn my getaway place into a place of business that might taint that or ruin that for me. But anyway, I wound up doing it. So when I got into the fitness industry, I was all business. And I looked around and I saw there just weren't a whole lot of business thinking people in there. There was fitness minded people everywhere as far as employees and gym owners and things went, but there just weren't very many business minds. So I thought maybe there's something here. So I went to work and instantly started driving up sales, bringing more people through the door, closing them. And then that morphed to where I went out and hired 24 employees of my own and started promoting gyms to where I'd come in and help gyms in the place they were always hurting, which is getting enough people through the door and getting enough people to join. And that was successful right out of the gates, and did that for a while. But I saw within the first week of being in the gym industry period, I saw we were bringing people in and we were sending them out to the floor, and they would wander around. And I'd worked out in gyms for years, at least a decade at that point, maybe longer. So I'd seen that before, but now I felt responsible because I'm the one to put them on the floor. And now they're just going from machine to machine, and they're doing biceps, and then they're doing leg extensions, and then they're doing leg curls, and then they're riding up and down on the tricep press, coming up out of the seat. And within the week, I knew something had to be done there, because here's what's going to happen. Number one, just by doing the right thing, they came for results. They didn't come for a gym membership, but they knew the gym membership was a piece of the pie. So that's the only thing they knew. So that's where they started. So to get them what they really want, to focus on getting the customer exactly what they want, complete focus on the customer, I just started grabbing people and saying, hey, come here. And I trained them. And I kept it really simple, and I grouped the muscles together, and we put mailbox numbers up on the machine so you could go from machine number 1 to number 2 to number 3, put it down on a sheet. So we grouped their muscles together, did an upper body and lower body day. And at least the second time they came in to work out, they knew what they were doing. They felt confident, and they could get to the point. They can get through that first month of being super tender, and then maybe start working hard, because I took a big part of the roadblock out of the way by teaching them how to do some of the machines in there and work out and group their muscles, and spent a little time with them, spent 45 minutes with them so they started to feel comfortable in the gym. Well, I got a little bit into it, and I had 2 separate girls that didn't know each other. They just happened to both come up to me over maybe a 3-week period and asked me to, write down some type of nutrition thing for them. And I really didn't want to do that, because people had come up and said stuff, and they're just really talking, and they're just wasting your time. They're not going to do it. And anyway, I did. I sat down, and the first girl came back to me, and she had gone to GNC and bought $350 worth of stuff I told her. And then the second one came, and she had bought $350 worth of stuff that I told her. And that was it for me. I instantly said, oh no, I'm not doing this. GNC isn't paying me a penny. This isn't happening. So I saw an opening in the market. And so I went to work looking, because I really never got into nutrition. My deal was at 6 foot tall, 165 pounds. I was ripped, but I was too skinny. So I wanted to gain weight. And some of the weight gain stuff that I tried tasted horrible. So I just never got on the supplement train. I just worked out. And so anyway, I started looking. I'm like, I don't know if there is something I'm going to find out there, but I'll look. You know, this could be another business. So I went to look, and it took me over a year, but I found a company, and here were a few things I was looking for. And number one, it had to be safe, short-term and long-term, and that's non-negotiable, not doing anything else. Number two, it had to be really effective. I knew if I could help somebody get 5, 10, 15 pounds off in the first month, they were going to be excited. They'd be pumped up. They'd keep paying their gym membership, and everything, the business goes well. So, and number three, it had to taste good. You know, I'm not ignorant enough to think I can give somebody something that tastes horrible, that's just joined the gym for the first time in their life, and now they're going to try this nutrition thing, and the first thing they put in their mouth is horrible. They're not doing it more than one day. And here's the deal. If I, even with good intentions, misguide somebody, I put them on a program that doesn't produce. I get them products they don't like. I get them products or a program that doesn't work. They are never going to listen to me again for the rest of their lives. They'll be nice to me. They'll say hi and bye, but I'm done. They're never going to hear from me again. So those things had to be in place. And if there was such a thing, then I'd look into going the next step. So I found a company, bought some products, ate them, and it was clear within 10 days, somebody had figured something out that I didn't know. And really, they figured out a couple things that I didn't know. So we started putting people on products, and the results started rolling in. Now, for me, this was just about getting the members' results. I didn't care about the money. I was making $10,000 to $12,000 a month back then for the first time in my life, which was great money back then. I mean, it's good money anytime, but when you're first making it, you're having fun. So, and I was working. I believe when the cat's away, the mice play. We had the gym employees, but we also had my own personal employees in 3 different cities, and I was living in the 4th. The first cruise came in at 9 in the morning. The last cruise left at 9 at night. I was a believer when the cat's away, the mice play. So I was on site at a minimum from 9 in the morning till 9 at night. And then we started again on Sunday evening. So I didn't need any more money. I didn't have any more time, even if I did need any more money. So I really wasn't looking at it from that point of view, but there was no denying the results were coming in. And from the results coming in, people getting results, I started a referral program. And I'm a systems guy. I'm a business person. I want everything to be run like a well-oiled machine, which means I want to do the same thing over and over and over, any place that I can put that in a business. And so I developed systems for closing people on their gym memberships. And I mean, exact systems, saying the exact same thing in the exact same place, time after time after time after time, and the numbers are in. It worked. And before I jump to the other side of this, I'll just show you, because I know a lot of people get online and say stuff. They say they're the master, they can teach you, they're the mentor, whatever. Well, you guys probably can see this. These things across the top there, that should look like familiar numbers and things for you. Well, here's just a couple of the different places that I went in and worked with. Here's the final numbers, and we skipped a couple spots in there, so there's not quite 399 people, probably 390 people, but you can see the cash raised was a little over 53,000, total sales of 198,000, increased monthly revenues $10,279.07. Here's another one, little bitty gym, about a 1,500 square foot gym. Can't really read it through the paper. $30,000 in cash raised, $152,000 in total sales, $3,300 in increased EFTs. Here's another one, $39,000 in cash raised, and these are all 3 to 6 month programs, give or take. So $39,000 in cash, 216 in sales, 10,000 a month in increased revenues. And I could show you more and more and more, but you get the point. I'm not guessing about this. So I've been there, done it, not just talked about it, turned all that stuff into real dollars that you could put in the bank and live with. So brought people in, got them started, then started getting people on products. And the results really took a jump. And, you know, in hindsight, looking at it, I had it backwards. And I think most gyms across the United States have it backwards, which is, you know, most doctors and scientists and bodybuilders say that 70% of your results come from what you're eating. Some people say it's 80%, but either way, it's the biggest chunk. Well, when people come into the gym, number one, most of them aren't learning how to work out, but we're putting 100% of our effort into where about 15% of the results come from, which means people that come into the gym are going to get very limited results, which means they're going to quit sooner or later, which means they're going to, there you go. That's attrition for you. That's another person that's not paying you every month. So when I reversed it, I just reversed everything. I put the nutrition close to first. Excuse me. I always focused on getting the person in and closing the sale first. You can't do two in one night. I learned that one time. I did it one time, it didn't work, and I never did it again. And then we take them through after they joined, and they get a workout, and we take them through and work out. And that's just time to build rapport, make them feel comfortable in the gym, learn what to do, have a sheet that has the workouts in it, their workouts on it, learn how to operate the machines. And then I'd sit down and do nutritional counseling with them. And I put them on systems of products. I just didn't put them on one product. I had on 5, 6, 7 products, or 3, 4, 5 products. In today's world, in 2020, I can put somebody on 3, 4, 5 products, and I'm addressing 8, 9, 10, 11 different things going on inside the human body at the same time. That means we are going to change fast. So through doing that, I put together a referral program that was precise. Now, every gym I went into said they had a referral program. But if I ask them for how many referrals they closed in the last 6 months, we might have 1. So for me, because I focus on reversing the order, making sure the customer got massive results through a doable system, workable. You're not going to waste your life training somebody, that's for sure. I was not going to do that. Give you a little glimpse at what happened. Here's some couple people. This girl here, closest to me, the first picture, her friend was on leg press, Cheryl. And she said, hey, you need to call my friend, she's in trouble. So it was Cheryl's idea. It wasn't this girl's idea to come into the gym. So I called her up and bulldogged her, used every tactic I knew to get her coming through the door. Because if it's 10 or 15 vanity pounds, who cares? But when you're 100 pounds or so overweight and when your life's at stake, now I'm going to throw everything I got at you, because it's a matter of life or death, in my opinion. Sooner or later, it's going to take you out if you don't get on that. So we called her up, bulldogged her, came into the gym, and she joined, which I couldn't believe because she wasn't excited to be there. She was nervous, and she wasn't happy being there. And at her here, she was 4'11", 220 pounds. 6 months later, the next picture was taken. She was 110 pounds. So she lost 97 pounds in 6 months. She lost a few extra after that 6 months to got her to a full 110. So she wound up exactly half of what she started at. Well, through putting a real referral program in place, and I had a way to measure it because I'd give everyone that had someone come in on their behalf that joined, that was the key, that joined, a free month on the end of their membership. Well, I gave her 33 months. So those people that came in, they didn't want to look around the gym. They just came in and said, hey, I know this girl and I want to join. And so they signed up right on the spot. They signed up at the front desk. And then we sat down and put them on a system that was anywhere from $250 to $350 worth of nutritional products. And then I'd give them an eating schedule. And that was 2002. And here's 2020, did the exact same thing. This girl went from an 810 to a 0. And this was through the shutdowns here in 2020. So she did a bunch of traveling all across the country. And she had about a month in the gym, but the rest of it was not in a gym. And, you know, when you're traveling, you're not going to eat on a system, even, you know, you're not going to eat as clean as you would otherwise if you're trying. And most people just don't try. That's why I knew I had to get a supplement program in. So anyway, whether it's 2002 or 2020, it still works. The only difference in 2020 is the products are much, much, much more powerful. New knowledge has come out to where they're able to combine 3, 4, 5 products into one sometimes. So that just means we're getting faster results for people. So here's what happens. You get a customer that comes in, member joins, they get on products, they get results, they have a referral comes in and joins, the referral gets on products, the referral gets the results, the referral now has a referral, and it is just a tornado of money. It just goes round and round and round if you do something to make sure that people get results. The tornado of money. And it will go on and on and on. And it takes some effort to do it, but nothing's for free. You got to learn the systems and put the time in and do it. And I also learned through, unfortunately, the hard way, that number one, picking the products, it was a lot harder process and a lot more detailed and a lot more important than I thought when I first got started. And number two, the people behind the products are massive. I mean, because you can get a whole lot of people started on products in the first couple of months. And I can keep anybody on any product probably for a month, maybe two. But if the products have not delivered at that point, you can forget it. At this point, I've done hundreds of millions of dollars in online nutritional supplement sales. So I'm not guessing about that. So if the products don't deliver, number one, if they don't taste good, you're not getting day two out of most people. Number two, if they don't deliver in the first month, because Americans are impatient and let's be honest, they ain't working as hard as they used to, that's for sure. They're not going to stick with it. So you've got to get measurable, definable results in the first 30 days. Then if you do everything right, but you've got the wrong people running the company and speaking from the company, you can wake up in a year and a half and all that business that you built, and because they're consumable products, it turns into a passive stream of income online. But that can be blown up by someone within the company if they're not the right type of people doing the right things for the right reasons. So it's out of your hands and out of your control. So if you want to take what you have, and I'm guessing you have some type of business inside the gym business, either you own a gym or you're a trainer or you're a partner in a gym or a studio, well, do what I did. Focus on the customer completely. And when I say focus on the customer, make sure they get results. And since nutrition is 70 to 80% of the game, and most people are not going to meal plan, let's be real. You can talk about it all day long, talk about cheat days all day long. That ain't what's going to happen. I'm 20,000 or 22 years and 40,000 people into this. I know what people will and won't do. And they ain't going to meal plan right out of the gates. They will once they drop 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 pounds. Now they'll run through fire. But at the beginning, that's not a program that's going to work. So I knew I had to get them supplements that were powerful, that tasted good, that was actually going to change them. Deal with energy that gave them mental focus, deal with gut health, deal with feeding their muscles, deal with burning the fat, deal with recovery, deal with hydration. And when I would address 5, 6, 7 things happening in the human body at the same time, that's when all those stories took place. And I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures like those right there. So some of them have been put in national newsletters, some of them have been put on the internet, some of them have been put in magazines and sent across the country. And if you're looking for a better business out of your fitness business, whatever it is, then I'd say take a few seconds and just get really honest with yourself. Because there's people that know way more about fitness than I do. No question. No, I've done it all my life, but I haven't studied it. I've just done it. But there's people that know way more about nutrition than I do. So how is it a guy that's not a trainer, doesn't own a gym, does not have a nutrition degree, have tens of thousands of people that are voluntarily buying product online because of what he did? And it's because of the system and focusing on making sure that they get results. So if you're wanting to bring more income into your gym, I'm going to tell you here. I'm looking at some notes. I want to make sure I didn't leave anything out for you. Yeah, one other thing. Because I'm a business person that's in the gym industry, I looked at everything as a business. And of course, the first and foremost for me, make sure the customer gets more than what they're paying for. Number two, if you do that, business can grow and explode. And when I started doing the nutrition thing, I thought the internet was going to be a smart way to try to do business instead of starting a brick and mortar building, having the expenses, the overhead, and everything that you know that comes with that, employees. And I just thought people would buy. Sooner or later, they would get to where they trusted, to where they would spend their money online. And that started back in 2000 or so, somewhere in the neighborhood of 2000. And that worked. Well, it also wound up that friends of these people that you're looking at in these pictures here, and many others, they didn't want to come to a gym, but they wanted to buy products. And because I had that tie to the company, everybody had to come through me. So now we've got people outside the gym that have never come into a gym before taking these products and getting results. Well, what I also found out is when people get results, they're willing to work out. They're willing to finally go to the football track and run around it. They're willing to come to a gym for the first time in their life and join. They're willing to do things they weren't willing to do before, because the reason they didn't do it before is because they had no hope. They just had no hope that they could be one of these people that finally got to be fit and look the way they wanted to look, felt the way they wanted to felt, have the confidence that they wanted to have. So it changed them and what they were willing to do after that. Well, some of the people came into the gym and joined, and some of the people just stayed out and lived their normal life because they were busy with soccer games and dance and football games and things like that. And they just didn't have the desire, didn't have the time, weren't going to make the time to come to the gym. And I was okay with that because I was helping them with the biggest part of the game, which was 70 to 80% of the program. When you're trying to change your body, it's what you're eating. So it spiderwebbed into the local community around that gym really quick. And then when that started happening, I'm like, I need to learn how to make this happen faster. So I went to work and I went and talked to people that knew how to do these things, that had done it before. And I learned from them. And then we started spider webbing it a whole lot faster through that community. And before you know it, we were jumping all across the state. And then it was across state lines. And I looked up and we're from coast to coast. And that little thinking of these people are wandering around the gym 3 days after they've joined, stumbling from machine to machine, not grouping the muscles, really not even working. They're just seeing how the machines work, and they're putting no effort in. They're not lifting enough weight. They're not doing anything that's ever going to change them. That moment led to an online passive income that was coming from $100,000 in sales every 24 hours. And sometimes it was up in the neighborhood of 140,000 in sales every 24 hours. And so I put some elbow grease behind that for a couple of years. And then I spent 8 years just living life, hunting and fishing and traveling and doing whatever I wanted to do, because the business was running itself. Because when Americans find something that they like, they just keep buying it. And if that's a mystery to you, go ask a Pepsi drinker to drink a Coke. Go ask a Mountain Dew drinker to drink a Mellow Yellow. Once they find what they want, that's it. They stick with it. And because they trust buying online, of course, we all know that now. I didn't know it back in 2000. You know, now they're buying it online, so I don't have to have a brick and mortar. I do no maintenance on anything. So if you're wanting the tornado of money, I would encourage you to get back in touch with whoever sent you this video and tell them it's tornado time, because I'm coming back out and I'm going to build it, and we're going to build it a whole lot bigger than what we did before. So with that, I hope that was helpful for you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.